What's up, Game Boys and Girls? Big T here, back with another video, and this video is a part 2 to my previous video where I discussed Nintendo fans not agreeing on Nintendo Switch 2 and the narratives at this point. And the last one I mostly focused on Nia, the video game hers comment, and my response to that. And so this one, I'm going to be doing something similar. I wanted to make this one video, but it was too long to do that. So I'm splitting it up. In this video, I'm going to be covering another subscriber's comment, Axon Jackson H, who is a longtime subscriber of mine, just like Nia, the video game her. So just want to point out the fact that this is not kind of sparring or anything like that. This is just like debate on ideas and talking about the nuances and the differences that we have on these ideas. So I want to be fair and read the other the commenters, subscribers comment, and also kind of give my response to it. Maybe in this one I'll be doing it as I go along, because this is a long response. Let me see if you can get a look at that there. This is, you can't even see the whole response there. And you know, when somebody spends that much time making a comment and spending that much time on it, I want to discuss it. So when I can, and when it's kind of pertinent to the discussion. All right, so Axon Jackson H says, again, he's challenging me on my perspective, how I feel or felt about the direct and also the direction of the Switch 2 so far. So he says, I challenge you, my friend. Day one Switch had one game. Already that's not correct. You may say that it had one mostly impactful game, being obviously Breath of the Wild, but saying it has one game is factually wrong. But I get the sentiment you're getting at there, and boy, what a game! Game of the year that year, highly influential. And I said that same thing about the N64. The N64 launched with 2 games in North America, Pilot Wings and Mario 64. But Mario 64 to this day is influential. It was a huge, impactful game, and therefore excited fans about the future of the console, not just the current state of the console. Obviously, time was different back then. The world moved slower. We didn't consume as many games as we do today. And so that was more acceptable in those days. But also, for me, what matters is impact. And even though the GameCube had tons of games, for me, there wasn't anything impactful. So therefore, its launch was somewhat disappointing. So that's where I'm coming from with that. So let's continue on. In the first 6 months, we get Mario Kart World, DK Bonanza, Hyrule Warriors, Pokemon Legends Z and A, Metroid Prime 4, and Kirby Air Riders. Again, impact. None of those games, some of those games I'm looking forward to, obviously. Metroid Prime 4, what else? Hyrule Warriors. But we've had a Hyrule Warriors game, 2, in fact. So again, impact-wise, I'm not going to be blown away. If this is an argument just about quantity, then you would probably win with the Switch 2. I don't know. I didn't sit down and like count up how many games came out in the first 6 months of Switch 1. But I would guarantee in the first 8 months of Switch 1, holy crap. But again, you're counting first 6 months for sake of your argument. You might win that one. Although I would say something like ARMS was cool, big, and different. Again, not a huge seller, but it was like, oh, this is a new Nintendo console. Obviously, Breath of the Wild was there. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was there also, which is the highest selling game on Switch, and the highest selling game, and one of the highest selling games in Nintendo's history. So that was also impactful. So impactful that we didn't even get a Mario Kart game, a true Mario Kart game for Switch 1. So again, my argument is big new impact, but we'll get more into that as he goes along here. Or my Kirby Air Riders, 6 brand new games in 6 months. Again, yeah, quantity, you win. But again, quality, exciting, I think you don't really win there. Again, this is all subjective, obviously. Plus, new super, what is that? New NSW2 edition. Oh, new Super or Nintendo Switch 2 editions. You're gonna lose me big time on this stuff. Nintendo Switch 2 editions of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby. Like, is that supposed to be wow and exciting? Yes, you get better frame rates, but you're paying for that. That's not like, it would be way more impactful if it was just like, these are upgrades coming to your Switch 2 that you're not paying for. A lot of other people do that. So having people pay for upgrades to games they've already maxed out, like I have over 100 hours in Tears of the Kingdom. I have 260, 70 hours in. I'm not going back and playing Breath of the Wild. That doesn't excite me. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I'll play for a little bit, but I'm not going to go back and, oh my God, restart a new game and feel the magic all over again. That's just not going to happen. At least for me. Kirby, same. I haven't finished Kirby yet. I'm near the end, but it's cool to have an upgrade. But I don't want to have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that should just be part of it, and the DLC for it is not compelling whatsoever. Again, these things are somewhat subjective. Mario Party Jamboree, again, if I cared about that, I would have it on Switch 1. I don't even have it. And it doesn't compel me on Switch 2. But again, these are things that are not impactful things. These are just kind of upgrades to stuff that we already had and we've had for years. And that'll be the same thing for third-party games. A new slew of free Nintendo Switch 1. Make sure my audio is running here. Yeah, Nintendo Switch 1 remakes to Sonic. I mean, you're not compelling me with these remasters and whatnot. Final Fantasy VII remake to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds to Final Fantasy VII remake, Persona 3 Reload, Indiana Jones. That's cool, but I already have Indiana Jones and the better version of it. And I didn't even have to pay extra for it because I have Game Pass. So, and if I want to play it on the go, I can't really do that because my Legion Go doesn't really run that game on the go. So that's the thing that it has over. But if again, I'm going to play the big, beautiful version on my 4K screen, I'm going to do that on my Xbox, which I already have, and I didn't have to pay any extra cost for that game. So that doesn't move me. And you're talking about, again, these are old games. It's like trying to get people excited for all of the third-party games that came out on Wii U at the beginning. Not a lot of people were excited for those games because they already rinsed them on Xbox 360 and PS3. And yeah, it was cool that Nintendo was finally getting these things, but if you're a gamer that has multiple consoles already, those things did not anything for you, or did not much. So these things aren't, moving most people. And again, reimagined. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. That's cool because I think that will be a day-and-date game. I'm not sure. That may not be coming out at the same time. I don't know. The WWE, 2K25, EA, FC25, NBA 2K, 25, Madden 26, 007 First Light at 30 frames per second. Again, if I'm going to choose to play those games, those big, tentpole third-party games, I'm going to want to play them on hardware that is better for them, and also where I can get a physical copy of those games. That is very important to me and a lot of people online. I'm not the only person complaining about key cards, not by a long shot. So this is a problem for a lot of people. Let's see here. 007 First Light. Again, I'm going to play that on Xbox or PC. Hades 2. I'll probably play that on my Steam Deck. Silk Song I am playing on Xbox right now, and my Legion Go, because I can play Xbox games on the go on that. Resident Evil 7, have we not rinsed that game already? Resident Evil Village, again, an old game. Resident Evil Requiem, that is the new one, right? So that's cool. But again, if you're a Resident Evil fan and you have a Xbox or a PlayStation 5 and a Switch, which one are you going to play that game on? Let's be honest. If you just looked at the visuals of the Switch version, again, that doesn't move me as much. I tell you all the time, I'm not overly moved by. I'm just saying, for the masses, that's not going to be compelling alone. Monster Hunter Stories, which looks fantastic. Mario Tennis Fever, which I'm cautiously optimistic about. Yoshi's Mystery Book, which looks amazing. Mario Wonder, again, Switch 2 edition. I beat the crap out of Mario Wonder already. That's not going to move me. Not to mention all the, again, Nintendo Switch 1 games releasing that are backwards compatible and run even better on Switch 2. I mean, that's a nice surprise again, but I already played and beat those games on Switch. So, like, yeah, it's going to be cool to go run through them again with better frame rates and stuff like that. But that's not, like, moving me as a gamer, you know, when I've already beaten those games years ago. It's cool. It's a cool feature, and that's all it is. It's just a cool feature. It's not why you come to the party. And that was a big problem with Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 when they first launched, more so Series X, but PlayStation did have some new games they were bringing out. I mean, they were sequels, but they were new games at least, and a couple of new games, new franchises potentially, like what's that space shooter game, I can't remember right now, made by oh my god, that new company that Sony acquired, whatever that game is. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a roguelike shooter. Looks really nice visually. But that is the problem that a lot of fans from those guys are complaining about Xbox, and it's like, we don't care. A new console? What are you talking about, new console? We haven't even really gotten the potential covered in PS5 and Xbox Series. You talking about new consoles? Are you kidding? And I understand that because it was basically again upgraded PS4 and upgraded Xbox One games that they've got for PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series. They didn't get the new thing, the new big thing that kind of warranted their purchase, justified their purchase. And the current gen consoles, they're still waiting for these big games to come to justify why they have these new consoles. And you're telling them you're going to give us enough. So that's not compelling for me, and I think a lot of people out there, is that, oh, we get upgrades, and especially if you're on PC. PC dudes get upgrades all the time, and they don't cost you a dime. So that is real. Again, if you're only a one console gamer, you only play Nintendo consoles, you only had a Switch, this might be completely amazing to you. I'm sure it probably is, but for most gamers out there, better versions of the games you already beat is not a compelling thing for most people. Let's see. He says, I take your invitation to challenge you and give you what I see as irrefutable proof. Nintendo Switch 2 is doing much better than you're giving it credit for. I think the Nintendo Switch 2 is obviously doing better than the Switch 1, sales-wise for sure. I'm not sure, console sales-wise, I'm not sure game sales-wise it's doing what the Switch 1 was doing. But I think I give it credit. I do own it. I think I give it credit for the things that you even mentioned, like having, upgrades and whatnot. I don't give it as much credit when you are charging people for a lot of this stuff. I mean, when you put out a game, Tears of the Kingdom, and you have the Switch 2 version of that game, the game was already $70 on Switch 1, and you're bringing it up to, I don't know what it is, upgrade path. I don't pay for that because I'm on Nintendo Switch Online, which is a cool benefit for having that for these upgrades, I guess. But again, I'm not playing those old games that I already beat. I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom. I am playing that again. But that's not a thing that is going to move me as far as, like you said, me, I'm not giving credit for it. I think I am giving credit, but that's just not a overly compelling thing for somebody who has multiple. I mean, here's my Legion Go right here. If I want to play on the go, I'm mostly taking my Legion Go with me when I play on the go. I still will take my Switch too, because I'm working through Tears of the Kingdom still, because that game didn't overly compel me enough to beat it already. And obviously Donkey Kong, I'm just trying to 100% it. I think I'm going to stop doing that and just try to beat the game and then 100% later. But that's it. Mario Kart, I haven't played Mario Kart in over a month. Mario Kart World. I might have turned it on and did some free roam for a little bit. But I haven't finished the core of the game, the tracks and whatnot, and getting all the That's weird. I always do that with Mario Kart, but the game hasn't compelled me to stay. So I think I am giving credit. I think you're not giving me enough credit for the credit I'm giving to Switch 2. Okay, maybe a game costs $10 more than it should here and there. Sometimes $20. Like Kirby is going to be $20 more over the game. You got to pay, what is it? 60, or I don't know if it's 60 or 70. So you get in sometimes $80 to $90 games just because you're doing an upgrade. You shouldn't be charging people that. Just give it a standard game price and give the upgrade in the game. They're not doing that. They're charging the upgrade. They're charging a full retail price for old games, by the way. And then they're charging you for the upgrade, the full upgrade charge, $10 to $20, which is, I don't know, insane to me. It's not good. It's not good. Sure, Amiibo is too much now. But holy crap, are the games again? See, that's one of the issues I take when a negative thing is what's the word I'm looking for? Is agreed upon, when the people who think differently from what I'm saying, when there's a negative, they can't really explain away or defend. They glaze over it really quickly and say, "Hey, games." But that's kind of what you did there. I feel maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'm reading words off of a website, so I don't know your tone or intent. But yeah, so sure, Amiibo is too much now. That's your statement for Amiibo. But then you quickly say, but holy crap, the games. Well, no, we got to stick to Amiibo and how they are super expensive. 2-3 times more than the original costs. Obviously, we all know tariff are real. That's a real situation, and it's a volatile situation because we have stupid leaders that just are just creating chaos for unwarranted and unnecessary chaos. And I get that, but and I don't expect companies to eat the costs of stupid decisions that are out of their hands. But I think, and therefore I feel that some of the price increases are people taking advantage of the crisis of the situation and charging more than they have to. And that's just what it feels like. When a Amiibo is $50, we've gone off the rails. So there's that. All right. I'm not going to get all down and out because Nintendo is more corporate. They always were, even if they presented themselves otherwise. I only care about the games. Okay, so it's not just, yes, Nintendo has always been corporate. But they weren't corporate and gouging you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they were corporate. They were kind of stale and sterile. a lot of times, even when they had less corporate people representing them. Corporate is not only about the cost, it's about their presentation of their product, and how it's not as cool or fun, the way they present things also. So when you have the corporate feel on top of the crazy higher prices, that is worrisome. Again, and if you don't have people in place that can, what's the word I'm looking for? That can blunt that impact. It makes it harder to swallow. It makes it harder, to go along with when you don't have personalities like Reggie or Iwata or even Shigeru Miyamoto or even some of the newer guys. Well, not newer, but newer to us visually, like Takahashi. Not Takahashi. Takahashi even. And what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, we don't have those personalities anymore. And it's just the presentation feels super corporate. Not just the cost, not just the fact that Furukawa is a business guy and he's gonna get every penny out of everything and just doesn't seem to really care or is connected enough to care. It's also their presentation, how they present themselves to the fans, and how corporate that is. All right, so with Nintendo Switch, I got Mario Kart port, Zelda Wii U dual release, Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 2, and Hyrule Warriors port. What? And Pokemon Tournament port as well. And for third party, you're leaving a lot out. You're leaving out. I really should have done the research before I got here to do this and turn the video on. But I'll continue. And for third party, LA Noire, Skyrim, Doom. Skyrim and Doom were huge. Let's not glaze over them like that was a huge thing, and a lot of chatter was around the fact that Skyrim and Doom and Wolfenstein were coming to a Nintendo console, because that was the first time ever for any of those franchises. So we're not going to just kind of glaze over that. That was a big thing and excited a lot of people. I mean, Nintendo was so compelled to it that they put it in their reveal trailer. At least Skyrim was in there, right? I missed a sentence here. I only care about the games, and I'm eating a 7-course feast right now. Again, the games, if you break them down in nuance, aren't that compelling, because again, I can get those games everywhere else. What is Nintendo Switch 2 doing for me? That's what the argument should be. Not just, they're getting more games. That's fantastic. That is great. But again, the nuances of them getting more games is I'm getting more key cards. And I'm getting lesser versions of games when I can buy them, the better version on a console I already own. Or I can get, like Indiana Jones, I already have that game and I didn't pay extra for it. Sure, I'm paying for Game Pass, but I'm not just getting that game. I got multiple other benefits through Game Pass for the year. So that stuff is less compelling when you start to add in those factors. Where is it? Hyrule Warriors port and third party LA Noire, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to catch up where I was. That's about it. And they had performance issues. Really? We're going to talk about performance issues? I don't think we want to do that. That's about it. And they had performance issues. It was a solid first party showing, but solid? You have Splatoon 2. You have ARMS. You have, this is the lesser Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Obviously, that was a port, but it wasn't. It was an enhanced port as far as the content and stuff, and the battle mode, all that stuff was a big thing and the reason why I bought it. It's my only one that I bought. So let's start again. Breath of the Wild. I'll leave out Mario Kart here. Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, huge. ARMS, huge. They had a tournament surrounding that game, if you remember or not. And Hyrule Warriors. That was the definitive edition port. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, huge. What am I forgetting? I'm not forgetting Mario Odyssey, obviously, but there's one more. I feel like there's one more. And Mario Odyssey, like that first year, from March to December. Like impact, huge. Obviously, some of them were sequels. Mario Odyssey, you start the year with Breath of the Wild, you end the year with Mario Odyssey, huge. Not completely end the year, because obviously Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came after that. Like, that's a huge impactful year that you're kind of trying to bring down to support the argument that Switch 2 is better, which I just don't agree with. Impact-wise, you're not touching Mario Odyssey. As much as I love Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, there's nothing in there touching those two games, impact-wise. So, no, I disagree. And I understand that when you're trying to make an argument, you want to emphasize things that, to make your point more valid. That's just the nature of debate. But even if one still ranked it higher, I don't see how they could actually argue that it's bad. When did I say it was bad? Clip me. Find a clip where I said Nintendo Switch first year is bad, or Nintendo Switch 2's first year is bad. I will say it's not better than, I don't think it's really close to Switch 1, but I never said it was bad. I may say the console itself is bland as far as the UI and whatnot like that. I may say some of the games aren't overly compelling, but it's a good first year, a good first 6 months for any console. But it's just not like overly impactful and moving me much today in 2025 as a gamer. But I never said it was bad, so I don't know where that's coming from. But yeah, I mean, that's the end of his comment there. But we just disagree. I hope I rebutted everything specifically when you brought up something. And I didn't come off as dismissive, because that's not what I want to do at all. This is a discussion, a debate amongst friends, amongst fellow gamers and fans of Nintendo. So, but yeah, that's the part 2 of the video. And that's my kind of response. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with Action Jackson HD? Shout outs to him. Do you follow more in my line? Do you are somewhere in the middle? Which I think most people probably are. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching and listening, and I'll see you fools next time. Peace out.